I'll just say it. Interviewing is intimidating. With thousands of job applicants per job postings, it has never been more challenging to get the job of your dreams. But today, I want to talk to you about a few tips and tricks on what you can do to be the standout candidate in your next interview, and more importantly, standout candidate in your follow-up. Before we even get to the interview, we've got to talk about the single most important piece: preparation. You have got to be understanding of the job's duties and responsibilities above all else. Being fully understanding of that is going to help you during the interview speak to what you can bring to the role to help elevate the role. It's also equally important that you are able to speak to the company's culture, able to speak to the company's results, and then more importantly, what you can do to bring more to the table to the company. At the end of the day, it's not just a great fit for the role you applied for, it has to be a great culture fit for the company. Don't forget in your preparation to come prepared with some follow-up questions at the very end. It takes time to think of good questions, so don't worry about the time. Just focus on asking the right questions, because at the end of the day, though they're interviewing you, you are also interviewing them. Many companies now are using a behavioral guide when it comes to their interview system. Behavioral guides are taking the precedent of past performance predicts future behavior. And so with that mindset, they're going to ask you questions. Tell me about a time. They're asking you for a specific circumstance where you were using your team building skills or where you faced adversity and you overcame the opportunity. So it's going to be very important that as you prepare for these interviews that you have that in mind, that they want specific instances showing where you have led your team through adversity to come out on top. The preferred method to answering these questions is the STAR method. That's situation, task, action, and result. Let's start with S for situation. Situation is the background. It's what's going on before you have stepped in to resolve this opportunity. You don't want to spend too much time here, but you do want to ensure that you have laid the groundwork so that way they understand, one, why this was an opportunity, and two, why you were selected to resolve it. From there, you're going to move to T for task. This is where you discuss what you did and how you collaborated with your team to come up with tasks to meet the action. How you decided what was important and in what order that you needed to accomplish it in order to meet the vision or the goal at the very end. Now we move to A for action, the most important part. This is the hero of your story, where you have the opportunity to discuss how you collaborated with your cross-functional teams, how you led the efforts in order to get that vision or get that goal. This is where you're going to want to spend the most time. Be sure to be descriptive. This is your opportunity to have them step into your shoes and live through that moment. And finally, we arrive at result. Result is the unsung hero here. You've discussed what happened before and during, and now you get to talk about the after. What a lot of leaders are looking for here is not just the success for that moment. They're looking for the perpetuated success in resolving this issue. You'll find as you interview for these larger corporations, when they're interviewing you for a role, they're not just looking for someone to fill that role. They're looking for someone who is actively seeking opportunities to solve prolonged problems. And so this is your opportunity to discuss how your result had perpetuated success. Don't forget it. We've now discussed the before preparation, the during, absolutely crushing that interview, and now the after, the follow-up. This is where even the best candidates drop the ball, but it won't be you. You have got to ensure that you send a follow-up email to your interviewer, one, to remind them who you are and that you're still interested in the role, but two, it sets you apart from the other candidates. It shows them that you are as invested in them as they are in this process of finding the right candidate. Don't forget the follow-up email. I promise it will set you apart from the other candidates. Well, there it is. You know how to deliver an exceptional interview and how to follow up with some style. Don't forget to click into the next lesson. I'll see you soon.